love me, yeah. The streets ain't never loved me, yeah.
Streets ain't never loved me since my brother died. My mother cried, tears in my eyes bleed red. Ain't no love inside. Streets left me dolly, my phone they left it holy. Dawn was in that passenger side when they tried to phone me.
Yeah, you know the streets ain't never love us.
Yeah. I've been shot, I was left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
I've been stabbed, I've been left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know the streets ain't never loved me.
I've been locked, I got charged for some shit I didn't do, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
Caught a case, went upstate, fuck the Jakes, nigga. Yeah, you know these streets ain't never loved me.
Laying up in the hospital bed in ICU. Hit that button like every 3 hours to get those blues, yeah. Laying in the test of pain, I know shit won't be the same. Sipping my stomach, shit don't stop a thing, I'm still a man, yeah. But who gon' be there when you doing time? Can't get no money, so they dropping down, these niggas bitter. And I hope they get the picture, I'm only getting bigger. The top cat out my litter, yeah. Tell you they love you, but they hate you on the low. They hold you back, how they expect for you to grow. I got locked up, ain't said me nothing, but I'm your nigga. My body numb, I got no feelings for you niggas. I'm from what niggas will shoot you right here in these hallways. If you got trust in that loyalty goes a long way. These size 11s, these pussies can't walk a mile in. They hit my cousin with life and he's still smiling. I've been shot, I was left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
I've been stabbed, I've been left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. You know the streets ain't never loved me.
I've been locked, I got charged for some shit I didn't do, nigga. You know these streets ain't never loved me.
Caught a case, went upstate, fuck the Jakes, nigga. Yeah, you know these streets ain't never loved me. Streets ain't never loved me since my brother died. My mother cried, tears in my eyes bleed red. Ain't no love inside. Streets left me dolly, my foreign they left it holy. Dawn was in that passenger seat when they tried to fold me. Remind me of my gun, that was real shit, this real spit. Rocks I was selling was smacking them, call it Will Smith. I ain't never told and never folded under pressure. Get him Neek was in that ambulance with me, he was on that stretcher. Niggas tried to take my life, I couldn't tell you who. Many men might not make it, I'm here to tell the truth. Me and Jop, that's my brother, you know we moving tight. Brown boys fuck with the family and I'ma get them that. This my testimony, solid, all the rest is phony. Merrick niggas come at the fam and send your best opponent. I was stabbed, I was left with a zipper on my stomach, nigga. I know the streets ain't never loved me. He was shot, he was left with a zipper on his stomach, nigga. You know the streets ain't never loved us. Gang, Merrick shit, it's how we music, nigga.
Shout out to everybody in the building. Y'all know I'm here. So let's rock and roll right quick. Let's go.
You's a bitch ass nigga. That's a fact, man. You's a bitch, nigga. You's a bitch ass nigga. On my soul. You a pussy, you ain't shit without that pole. You's an internet nigga, you's a troll. Let your day ones put their trust in you and you told. You's a bitch ass nigga. You niggas mutts. You be out here pillow talking to these sluts. You the type I fuck around and get you touched. You the type we selling mids and be telling them it's brunch. You's a bitch ass nigga.
This is summer anthem right here, y'all. Shout out to them boys in Patterson. That's hard luck, you heard me?
You's a bitch ass nigga. On my soul. You a pussy, you ain't shit without that pole. You's an internet nigga, you's a troll. Let your day ones put their trust in you and you told. You's a bitch ass nigga. You niggas mutts. You be out here pillow talking to these sluts. You the type I fuck around and get you touched. You the type we selling mids and be telling them it's brunch. You's a bitch ass nigga. It never fails. On my block, you get shot for making sounds. We be focused on the plan to run the world. You be joking on your mans in front of girls. You's a bitch ass nigga. Just another sucker. Use a chain snatching, money gon' motherfucker. You the nigga in the circle that I caught stealing. Man, I cried cause I couldn't kill him. You's a bitch ass nigga.
We say?
Why you a hoe like that? Why you gon' snake your right hand for some dough like that? Why you gon' run up on the pack that he gon' throw right back? When you real shit don't go like that.
Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Man, woman, and children. Sun, moon, and stars. Everything exists has to coexist within. Like I said, another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? Yo, shout it out to everybody in the building. Finally, your boy got a brand new phone. It took them 7 years, 427 days to send the phone to me, but I finally got a phone. That last phone, that last iPhone I had, I want to have a moment of silence for that right now because it's dead. Thank you for that moment of silence for that last phone. I couldn't see anything. What started off as a little crack indication in the left bottom side of the corner that I ignored turned into a catastrophe. I'm talking about a total catastrophe. Yeah, I try to ignore it. Let me say something. I wish we can go back to the flip phones. I want a beeper because all this new iPhone shit, all this sucker shit. Excuse my language. I'm trying to work on my cursing. It's just very, very disgusting because once that phone hits the ground and you hear that plop. See, everybody know once you drop that phone and you hear that plop, you don't even want to turn it over. You don't even want to turn that shit over. And I'm going to keep it funky with y'all. You need to stop being cheap and get yourself one of them $10 screen protectors. Don't ask me what that little thin piece of plastic does. But it's something powerful. And go ahead and get your little outer box to put on the outside of your iPhone. Can you dig it? Because your boy I couldn't see nothing on Instagram. I was texting looking like I had Down syndrome. I know people was like, yo, what up with Dice? What a nigga at? Yo, shout out to everybody. My phone, I couldn't do nothing. And with these new, can I vent to y'all for a minute? Forgive me, I got to vent. I got to vent. I'm sorry, I got to vent. I'm sorry. Shout out to everybody that's in the building that's pulling up. Forgive me, but I got to vent about this iPhone shit. Matter of fact, if y'all can hear me crystal clear, anybody but a dead body, do me a favor and put some dice cubes in the chat because I need to vent to y'all because we family. I got to vent. Because I'm telling you, I've been through some shit. I got to vent. I have to start this show off venting. Oh, I didn't even see you in here. Nine. She dropped them nine. She said, nay. Forever, so nay. Bounce them up for me. NG, baby. Is in the building. I see y'all pulling up like Puerto Ricans. Shout out to my Hispanic family. Mirata, Meyoko. Mirata. ¿Cómo se llamamos? Buenos días. No bueno. That's my Dominican side, my Panamanian side. They say I look Panamanian. Let me get to the top and shout y'all out right quick. First, we had Angie, baby, in the building. We got my man GP on the tube. Definitely holding us down. You dig what I'm saying? Definitely been holding us down. We got Nene in the building. We got Nene in the building. Nene said, hold up, you ain't even say my name, guys. You ain't even say my name. We got the sister Phoenix in the building. You know I fuck with her. Her name is Phoenix Blaze. Got to fuck with her. Phoenix Blaze. Big Tanja, you here, girl. And you done switched up your do. I see you. Looking like a pack of nail-laters, nigga. That shit is beautiful. See, I'm one of them men that still compliment women. I'm still one of them men that compliment women. Forgive me, y'all. A lot of them dudes, I forgot. A lot of the men today have still forgot how to compliment women. I apologize for them ladies. There's some niggas that still just don't genuinely know how to give a good conversation without anything in the back of their mind. There's still some official niggas out here, ladies. Trust me. But I apologize for the sucker MCs. I apologize for the sucker MCs. Because one time, I was a sucker MC too. Can you dig it? Since we got some good sisters in the building, I want to see what y'all was doing. Tell me what y'all was doing when this song came out right here. I heard this song right here, and I bet y'all forgot about this song. Fair YouTube usage. What were y'all doing when this song came out? Let's go. Let's go. I do not know what happened to that great song right there. Shout out to that sister and Method Man. We got Baby Grizz in the building. Got a good little show lined up for you. Remember we did the show about Antoine Massey, the escapee that went live on Instagram, and he was trying to get people like Donald Trump. He even screamed out to Lil Wayne. He said, yo, I was in your wedding. I was in your mama's wedding. He said, I was the ring boy. Donald Trump. He said he wanted Donald Trump to pay attention to what's going on in this Louisiana prison. That fire, that's fire. That's fire, Grizz. They didn't understand. They didn't understand. That's when we was outside. Hallelujah. We survived all that. But I told you it was a matter of time. And I told y'all that was a very, very strategic chess move that he played. He already said, when they capture me, he said, when they catch me and I go back, I just want y'all to know what's going on. He said, because if you, hold on now, he had a pretty solid case, y'all. Hold on. Before we get to talking about this gentleman, we have to think about something. He had a pretty solid case. He had documentation from the district attorney stipulating that the charges that he was currently in jail for were dismissed because it found out it was fraudulent. Come to find out that the young lady that he was dealing with, she got upset with him. She got upset with the young man. She thought he was dealing with another woman, and she said some crazy things. You know, Divine, I see you. My Chicago sister in the building. You know, come on, ladies. When you was younger. I'm not talking about now. Some of y'all will do it now as older adults, but I'm talking about when he was younger. You in your 20s, you 21, you 22 years old, you 19, and your baby father, the love of your life. Because you remember, ladies, when y'all was young like that, he was the love of your life. You told yourself he was going to be with nobody else. And then the minute you got the slightest inclination of him stepping out on you, let's talk the truth now. Chip, I see you in the building. You know, the minute y'all thought that we were cheating, all hell broke loose. What'd they say? There's no wrath as a woman scorned. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember I did the show on the young man. Y'all remember that? He said everything that he was being held in jail for was dismissed, and he was actually released. Now, the way he said he was released don't make no sense because we did see him on that tape jumping off that platform running along with the rest of the escapees. But if you pay attention to the dire plea that he had, he broke it down. He said he made some mistakes. Unfortunately, because of the tattoos, because of alleged gang affiliation, because we got some shit going on with the gangs I'm going to show y'all later on, because the feds is not playing with this gang shit. Because of gang affiliation, he's been deemed a monster. He's been deemed a monster. But, like we said, his freedom would come to an end. Let's check it out.
Hollywood were shocked to learn Antoine Massey was hiding out in a home nearby.
Andres Fuentes shares their reaction to his arrest.
Right, and it was a rapid response from officers once law enforcement got a tip that Antoine Massey was staying in a duplex in Hollygrove.
Friday afternoon near the corner of Strolitz and Livingston Streets, neighbors say they saw heavy law enforcement presence.
People in vests and shields and lots of police cars and maybe as many as 50 officers out there. It was pretty intimidating.
The commotion was for Antoine Massey, who police say came out of a home on the block without any trouble. He's one of 10 inmates that broke out of the New Orleans jail more than a month ago.
6 weeks of the whole investigation, you know what I'm saying?
Can y'all pay attention to one thing right quick? I want y'all to see something right quick. Pay attention to what they said. He came out of the building. Feel better, girl. Get you some rest. He came out without no incident. No incident. No guns, no barricade, no negotiating needed. He walked out freely. Pay attention to the looks in these officers' faces. Just look at their faces as they capture
For Antoine Massey, who police say came out of a home.
Pay attention to the officers' faces.
On the block without any trouble. He's one of 10 inmates that broke out.
Look at that one in the background smiling. This is all a joke to them.
At the New Orleans jail more than a month ago.
6 weeks of the whole investigation, you know what I'm saying? Massey got caught. I want to see the house that Massey got caught.
Neighbors say the house is a duplex and that Massey came out of the far back portion of the property. Our cameras were rolling when the property owner arrived at the home about an hour after Massey's arrest.
So you the property owner?
I'm the property owner.
Yes, any comment as far as
no
the arrest?
Comment. I don't know
Massey
anything.
living on your property, man.
Nope, it's an Airbnb.
The property owner eventually came back out from the gate and told us that she knew little about how Massey got into her property, but she doesn't believe he's linked to anyone that's staying there.
It's only one tenant you were telling us that lives here.
Yes, only one tenant. And I'm still trying to get in contact with the cops. I'm not sure what's happening. And I really don't know what's going on.
Seeing Antoine Massey walking out of this property in handcuffs shocked a lot of neighbors here on Strolitz Streets who never thought that they'd see one of the escaped inmates in their own community.
What is it like knowing that Antoine Massey was staying right across from you?
I'm just happy you got him. It's just shocking around here. We ain't never had nothing excitement around here like this.
It's pretty terrifying, really. This is a pretty quiet, calm neighborhood.
Now, Massey was originally in Orleans Parish Jail for multiple charges connected to a fight with his girlfriend last year.
You can't play both sides, you niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The street said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, it was a nigga that was tough, but he still told. Like, what I gotta do to make you niggas rhyme? Like, I'm ready to kill when the kind of minds were cautious. I'm dealing with more sticks than a porcupine. Quill spines, whatever you wanna call them. Yeah, plus my little mama, she a trap queen. Doggy when she mixed with that Fetty, give him a wop lean. It was a whole lot of cars when there was stimmies round. We going over a year and half you niggas down. All these expensive clothes, like was that smart? Now they uploading they clothes on the Poshmark. Switch, baby, careful with this. I mean, this bitch sharp. One across, one down the middle, look like a chrome heart. Damn, I'm always outside. I'm like high from who? Bound to put your car on skates, you think you sliding through. I help build my niggas, this ain't Legos. Protect the fan by any means, I be Diego. Yeah, tiger to you niggas, I'm an animal. It's a jungle where I'm from, what y'all wanna do? You can't play both sides, you niggas gotta choose. Niggas out here being tough until they make the news. Mama said her son ain't hurt nobody. The street said her son was catching plenty bodies. If you accept these charges, then please hold. In every hood, it was a nigga that was tough and he still told.
Is it a crime how killers beat? Killers should be a crime how we killed the streets, murdering these little geeks. I stood 10 toes in these streets. I'm a shark in the water, you just a fish in this deep sea. I sacrificed, I had to feed the fam. I broke the law, I had to sell some grams. Yeah, you know that powder tear. You never rat, you get caught in the jam. You got some money, purchase you some land. Do it for the fam, diamonds all frozen. V12 growling, 30 down, busting out the pockets of my trousers. Makes hella furry and my vehicle is foreign. And my bitch foreign, some bathing, some went foreign. Tired of the dope game, I had a long run. Made it out the hellhole, now it's time to stunt. Icy, neck in my wrist, hella pricey. Fly nigga stuffing all his dick in your wifey. Should be convicted, I'm a fashion killer. I'm Louis down, lamped in the villa. Smoking on gorilla, I sacrificed, but I made it back. In that Dodge Dart on that turnpike with them powder packs. I took some L's, but I kept it cheap. I'm selling O's and I'm pushing P's. I don't deal with F and E's. On floor seats, you in the nosebleed. My bitch bad, drip the double C's in the chest, double D's. Is it a crime how killers beat? Killers should be a crime how we killed the streets, murdering these little geeks. I stood 10 toes in these streets. I'm a shark in the water, you just a fish in this deep sea. I sacrificed, I had to feed the fam. I broke the law, I had to sell some grams. Yeah, you know that powder tear. You never rat, you get caught in the jam. You got some money, purchase you some land. Do it for the fam. These niggas mad, but they ain't mad enough. You know I always get the money, fuck the bitches with the fattest butt. I'm a cookie, you gon' bag it up. Is it a crime how I drop it in the pot and I stab it up? My new plug dropped like 30 off. If I get caught with all this work, this shit worse than a murder charge. They gon' try to throw the book at me. I'm a hustler motherfucker, you can see that when you look at me. Shiny cars, pretty jewels, and designer clothes. Used to sleep up in the trap, now we buying homes. That's a cool 20 racks on these diamond stones. You got goons where they at, you gon' die alone. Popping out the SRT with the ARP. Money flying everywhere like it's KOD. All I know is stand tall and remain a G. And I'm always on call if you pay a fee. Is it a crime how I kill it?
Shout out to them guys out there in Patterson, New Jersey. Y'all see what's going on with Puff Daddy. Y'all pay attention to what's going on with the sex trafficking. And I want y'all to pay attention to this next segment. So-called pimp. A pimp, like old school pimp. A man that had a harem of women that went around and sold out their body and brought that bread back to him, was just convicted, and they gave him 35 years. 35 years. You gotta think about something. Back in the days, there were women, if you hear about some of the stories like Fillmore Slim, Bishop Don Juan, etc., etc., there were women that were lining up to be a part of this movement. And unfortunately, there's still some women to this day that have made the decision as adults and said if they're going to get some money, because, you know, weirdos out here be trying to take advantages of women, they said they're going to get with a group of men or maybe a man or somebody powerful or a team like the strip clubs and all the things that go on behind the scenes in the strip clubs, allegedly. Pay attention to what just happened with this one. Because people be joking about this sex trafficking, and simple things that people have been doing is now, quote unquote, a federal charge.
Yeah, Molly and Preston, Bellevue police say this all started out as a routine patrol call where a couple of officers thought something didn't quite look right. That led to prosecutors saying they were able to take down a vicious pimp who was abusing a woman and selling her for sex work while keeping the money for himself.
So trying to tell me leave alone?
On social media,
It's trying to tell me leave money alone.
Cedric Dorsey painted himself as a pimp.
Why I'm a pimp?
With money, swagger, and influence.
SCCC 333.
But investigators say his lifestyle was built by forced sex work, as Dorsey trafficked a woman into prostitution in Seattle, Bellevue, Kent, and Las Vegas. It all came undone in 2024 when Bellevue police responded to a domestic violence call involving Dorsey and his victim.
They listened to what that victim was telling them and realized things weren't just adding up for her and what she was saying, and that she was in a very dangerous situation.
Bellevue Police Major Ellen Inman says patrol officers noticed signs of trafficking and called detectives.
When you ask them questions, they're answering repeatedly in these kind of scripted or answers that sound like they're rehearsed. When they served the search warrant on his premise, they recovered $12,000 in cash, along with those 3 firearms, one of which was stolen, and a banned firearm.
King County prosecutors hit Dorsey with charges of human trafficking, promoting prostitution, and unlawful possession of a firearm.
We see very significant violence, strangulation, beatings, assaults.
Prosecutor Brayla McGinnis tried Dorsey's case where his own social media posts were used as evidence, including this one about the 304 oath, where prostitutes promise not to cooperate with police and say they aren't victims.
One of the biggest rules of the game is not to talk to police. It is that idea of selling the dream, right? Saying, I have these nice things. If you come with me, you can have all of this, right? And when you're talking to someone who has had a very rough upbringing or a very troubled life, that's the vulnerability that they exploit.
That's the way I look at social media and the use of different ways that people advertise their criminal activity, is that if you make it available for the Bellevue Police Department in this case to access and use as part of our lawful investigation, then that's what we will do.
After being found guilty at trial this spring, Dorsey is now starting a 35-year prison sentence.
We were able to take a very dangerous criminal off the street and hold him accountable for his actions.
Now, local and state officials have been really trying to get a handle on this issue of illegal sex work. And one of the proposals supported by the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office was a bill earlier this year in the legislature that would have increased the penalty for those who are buying sex work.
Guys, see you in the building. You heard they said now they got the great charges pulled up against the guys that's supposedly in charge of the operations, but now they say you got the guys, them weirdos that be out there participating and buying sex from women of the night, prostitutes, whatever you want to call them. Now they're going to start hitting them with them lengthy charges also. Social media and the internet. You see the guy up there screaming, I am a pimp. Like he Cat Williams in some TV show or something. His mind is gone. He's sitting down like you see the Versace couch, the Versace pillows, the Versace robe, with a stolen assault rifle on his lap. So whatever happens with him is going to happen with him. This is sad because this comes from Brooklyn. This is sad because this comes from Brooklyn. This is sad because this comes from Brooklyn.
The 36-year-old woman shot dead in the middle of Prospect Heights last night has been identified. Thanks for being with us here on News 12 Brooklyn. I'm Amanda Bossard. Let's get right to News 12's Valerie Ryan. She spoke with the victim's family and shares the moments that led up to that woman's death. Valerie.
Amanda, disturbing details tonight. Now we know the victim's name is Tamika Powell. She was shot and killed in the middle of the street here last night. Her loved ones say all because of an argument. And tonight, that 36-year-old, the family of the 36-year-old is not only grieving, but she leaves behind 2 young daughters.
What person's reckless behavior?
Norma Campbell, Tamika's mother, remembering her daughter as a free spirit.
She did whatever she wanted to do with no apologies, no regrets. But she had a big heart. a big loving heart.
Campbell says her daughter went to a barbecue up the street from their home last night. That's where an argument sparked. And after her daughter left the party, she was followed.
The guy went into his apartment, came back out with a mask. He put on the mask and left in the direction that Tamika left.
Local residents say it was on the corner of Carlton Avenue and Pacific Street, where the masked suspect and Tamika exchanged a few words. And as Tamika began to walk away, the suspect shot her once in the head.
Around 10:30, there was a gunshot, and my wife and I went outside and saw that there had been a murder.
Video from last night's scene shows Tamika's body covered in a white, bloody sheet. Tamika took her last breaths just 2 blocks from where she lived.
If you were bold enough to take her life and come forward, whatever the confrontation may have been, it didn't get to this level.
Ron BX, I see you in the building. That shit is so sad right there. And it makes me think about, and this is so sad what I'm getting ready to say, man. It makes me think about when we were younger. I have never done this, right hand to God. But I have been on the corner when guys may have tried to holler at certain females, get their attention or whatever, and certain females did not give them the reception that they expected or they anticipated because of the individuals that they thought they were and inside of themselves. I have seen dudes throw bottles at chicks. I have seen dudes in parties trying to get up on chicks. Chicks like, yo, you crazy. Yo, get your man away from me. Ghost Town Bully, I appreciate you for putting it back up, baby. Yo, Ron BX, you took the words right out of my head, beloved. He said, whatever happened to no women and no children? That was taught to us as youngsters. Now pay attention to this. Great question. The description that we left for the ones that came up behind us, pay attention. Every degree is added on by the next person. It's just like when a teacher teaches a student something, the student usually learns that, but it learns that with something else. Because this is a new day. Women and kids, let me tell you something. I don't know what's going on up there in New York, but I see it through the news and stuff like that. But I'm going to tell you what's going on down here in the South. Women and kids are now up for grabs in war. This niggas down here shooting up reunions, family reunions. This niggas down here shooting up picnics. This niggas down here shooting up houses. Let me tell you something. This niggas down here that's going through shit with niggas, and they know that the nigga lives in his home with his woman and his children, and it's in their mind, in their sick, demented minds, to go tear that house up, hoping that they might hit a kid or the nigga girl. James P. Salute. No kids, no women. I remember when there was no war on Sundays. I remember when niggas could, let me tell you something. I remember when niggas would get violated if it was certain arguments on Sundays. On Mother's Day, you hearing now kids are getting killed. Rest in peace to LPG Qua. You see what? On Mother's Day, you got kids getting killed now. On Mother's Day. Let me ask y'all something. We got a very important and dangerous holiday coming up next week, July the 4th. Let me ask y'all something. Do y'all know the most dangerous days? Egypt, be quiet. Do y'all know the Do y'all know the most dangerous days? There are 3 dangerous days they say that people should stay away from being outside. Can y'all tell me what 3 days that is? Can y'all tell me them 3 days? Halloween is definitely 1. The 4th of July is definitely 2. And New Year's Eve. All facts. All facts, Ron BX. Halloween, the 4th of July, and New Year's Eve. Listen to me, man. Police ain't coming outside on Halloween. Not where I'm from. Well, I'm talking about when I was coming up. Now there's a different presence with the police off because they have the assistance of technology on the corners like surveillance. I'm talking about when it was only 3,000, 4,000 police in New York. Now that the sister talked about, it's not even safe on Memorial Day no more. Think about that. Because down here in the South, go to somebody's memorial that is responsible for the death of somebody. Go to somebody's memorial that's responsible for the death of somebody that is loved down here, and I promise you, you will see something that you would never believe, how people will come to a memorial. How they will come to a memorial and tear that memorial up. But let me tell you something about the feds. They are now, instead of sweeping just one segment of a gang or gangs or organizations or whatever they want to label these children, which I call friends. Now, let me explain something to you. If you're over a certain age, you gang. To my real rights, you know what I mean. But I'm talking about these babies. These 15 to 23-year-old children. Yes, on paper at 21, you're supposed to be an adult, but you're not. Especially pertaining to the circumstances that we were raised in. Now, pay attention. If we were raised in circumstances of supporting us, of people supporting us, and academics, and a whole group of things that would keep us interested besides selling drugs, fighting each other, or trying to have some different type of mental conquest because our hoods was fucked up. Now, if we was raised with the better sides of life, maybe at 22 or 23 years old, we would be responsible of that age because we have went through high school, we have went through college, and now we went through some college successfully, and now we're given the opportunity to advocate our experience with a job that is just laid out for us. We didn't go through none of that. We didn't go through none of that. So I'm not saying that the person of the age of 23 is a child in all aspects. I'm talking about in our neighborhoods. Friends running around together, pledging allegiance and loyalty to each other, now are being deemed as terroristic acts. Mr. I Think For Myself said, I haven't been out Halloween, New Year's for 20 years, and on the 4th, I'm with my granddaughter, just starting to come to a birthday party or hang out with her during the day. Talk, beloved. Talk. Talk. I'm gonna let Jaffe talk for a minute. Can you dig it? Because that ain't nothing but grown folks conversation, because that's what I appreciate over here. You heard me? So. Shout out to Job. Shout out to the sister Divine for saying that. She said, I'm in the house chilling. She said, I don't want to celebrate hell days anyway, guys. I'm just saying. Those are man-made hell days, not holy days. Now, let me explain something to you. I just found out where basketball came from today. I don't even want to watch basketball no more. Do anybody in here know what basketball was derived from? Anybody in here? I don't even want to watch basketball no more. I listened to Shaquille O'Neal say the other day that the NBA is scripted. He said it straight out of his mouth. He said before there was any type of game in Indiana, he heard Larry Bird and Phil Jackson tell him about when they was going to meet up and they had to get a bunch of hotel rooms, et cetera, et cetera. He said the rings that he received were scripted. This is facts. Look it up. But back to this shit with basketball. Back in the days, there was slavery, right? We all know about that. And all slaves didn't pick cottons. There were some plantations that had peach trees. I'm telling you some deep shit, y'all. I don't even want to watch. Yo, that shit getting me teary-eyed right now. I'm dead serious. Like, that's on my mother's soul. I don't even want to watch basketball no more because now I'm thinking about the profit and what they used and where it come from. Fuck the shit with the Knicks. I'm dead ass serious. That shit got me. That shit got me. This not one. You make a long story short, it was a slave that was responsible for making baskets for the peaches that they pulled. Make a long story short, the dude made a mistake and he made a basket that was wrong. So, you know, they put it to the side. He used to make baskets for this particular reason. Make a long story short, the bad peaches, they used to hang them up and he started shooting. They used to just make up, the slaves made up games to take them away from slavery, to take them actually from the fact that they was somebody else's property and they was doomed. This is facts, I'm telling you. So one of the owner's friends that came by one day saw them playing this particular game and he asked them about it. And you know us with our good hearts, he was like, nah, it's just something we made up, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't even called basketball. You dig what I'm saying? It was peach catcher. The peach catcher. So once they showed it to the master's friend, he played one of the deepest tricks on him. He said, Joe, if y'all can beat me in this, I'll set your freedom up. So the dude that thought he was the best in peaching stepped up and, you know, he said he wanted to be free. He said it was one stipulation to it. And they was that what? And they broke his arms. They broke his arms so he couldn't shoot. And they laughed and they joked about it. And they took down the basket and they ran with the whole nation to the other plantations like it was a creation that they brought forth. 7, I see you. Yo, they took everything from us. They took everything from us. If you pay attention, the man Stan Lee that wrote Marvel Comics, he always said that if black people knew who they were, they would be the rulers of the world. That's what Stan Lee said. If you pay attention to all the Marvel comics, the most powerful comic characters were black. Pay attention to this. How many of y'all know Superman come from us? If you knew Superman come from us, put dice cubes in the chat. Let's see if y'all know something about some history. Not bad for a nigga from Utica Avenue, huh? I'm gonna give y'all something to talk about on this Soulful Sunday. This is real facts. How many of y'all know that the Superman comes from black people? If you pay attention to the Superman sign, it's a pyramid upside down with a snake. And the reason why they turned it upside down, they didn't want to talk about how the pyramids was aligned straight up for energy. Certain things they will never tell you the truth about. First of all, they said Superman did what? He was a sun god. So they was talking about Ra. It's some shit you need to really, really look at, man. That's why on the low, I've been sitting back paying attention to YouTube. I've just been watching YouTube. Even though my phone was fucked up. I'm popping now. I'm back, y'all. I'm popping now. But I've been watching YouTube. Totally disappointed. Shout out to China Brent. He did a show earlier. We needed that purge. Shout out to 050. We needed that purge. I needed China to go live because that's entertainment. But when I really start thinking about the things that I've done research on, you know, because I'm a bookworm, I'm a nerd, and I look about how much, quote unquote, we got power, and then I think about how we use it. I had a conversation with a gentleman at my job the other day. Check this out, real facts. Let's talk right quick. For all of y'all that are working in these areas or working in these jobs that are now overpopulated by immigrant people, because migrant is just what I mean by overpopulated by migrant people. If you're in an area where you're starting to see a stronger Hispanic presence, you're starting to see, shout out to my Sapase, to my Haitian people, you're starting to see a stronger Haitian presence. You understand what I'm saying to you? And when it comes to Hispanics, people just think about Mexico. No, there's Honduras, there's Guatemala, there's El Salvador. You know what I'm saying? There's so many Hispanic, Panama, it's so many migrants that's coming up here now. So check this out. At my job, I had a dude tell me, yo, do you notice, Dice, that they're trying to turn all the people of importance to Hispanic or Haitian positions? You will never believe what I said in response. This goes to all the goons and all the dudes that's not goons, and these are the goons that had jobs and took advantage of the important jobs they had. When we had the opportunity to run jobs successfully from positions from plant operation managers down, we surpassed it with ego. Okay, pay attention. You see these Hispanic people that's coming over here now, you see these migrant people that's coming over here now, they really coming from third world countries. This is why I'm disgusted with a bunch of shit that I see on YouTube. They really coming from third world countries. They don't come from nothing that we were born into. With the opportunities that were here for us first, that we took advantage of or we were too good for, now are being overtaken by people that are coming from other aspects and warps of life that are trying to really better themselves. And we are mad with them? Nah, you need to be mad with yourself. You need to be mad with yourself. I love to see my little Hispanic mans in them. He called me Telemundo. I call him Netflix, you dig? I love the way, quote unquote, I see some of the Hispanic people that come from more than we could ever imagine. That's utilizing the workforce on the first try. See, they ain't fucking up because they ain't trying to go back to their country, to the bullshit that they're going through. Ain't that some shit? But we had that egotistical attitude. We'll get another job. But you see, the migrants, they don't want another job. They so happily pleased at the one job that they received in America, tax-free, because they're not getting taxed. Check this out. It's a part of a plan. It's like back in the days when they was doing the what? The students coming from other worlds to the United States of America and cross country and all that. Yo, let me explain something to you. The biggest hustle right now is employment. Oh, y'all don't believe it? For you niggas that think y'all can sell drugs for the rest of your life, what I'm about to show you right now is going to tell you that your ass is going to jail. Because the technology that these police and these federal bureaus and these agencies are putting together, they're not going to allow you to be out here doing what you think we used to do back in the days, allegedly.
And new tonight, 19 members of two rival street gangs are now facing charges for a series of crimes terrorizing the Belmont and Claremont neighborhoods, and they've been dismantled. News 12's Heather Fordham has the details on the takedown and what city leaders are calling for next.
Bullets fly in broad daylight as shooters open fire on busy sidewalks, sending people running for their lives. Surveillance video shows the alleged rival gang shootouts, capturing the terror on the streets in two Bronx neighborhoods.
The Bronx is bleeding, and I'm doing everything within my power to make it stop.
These
Uh-oh. See, that's why a lot of y'all are afraid of women, especially powerful black women, getting in power, because they're not going to be passive. That's why I think we need more women in legislation, because number one, unfortunately, as men, some of us got this dumbass egotistical structure saying, well, you know what? That's what boys are going to do. That's what men are going to do. No, but see, now you got a black woman from a mother's point of view that's coming to show you how she feel about this bullshit with these children terrorizing these neighborhoods. It's not going to happen on this woman. Y'all don't pay attention. This woman's face been everywhere, man. She's with Mayor Adams. They supporting her. She ain't black.
Neighborhoods.
The Bronx is bleeding, and I'm doing everything within my power to make it stop.
You hear what she said? Everything from within her power.
Guns were confiscated in the takedown of 2 rival street gangs, where 19 members are facing charges ranging from murder to attempted murder to gang assault, half of them just teenagers at the time.
Adult gang members passed loaded weapons to
half of them were teenagers at that time.
Gang members passed loaded weapons to adolescent and juvenile gang members and instructed them to shoot.
The 9 rack gangs said to be affiliated with the Bloods claim their territory in Claremont from Morris to Teller Avenues. Third Side Gang, associated with the Crips, operated in Belmont along Crotona Avenue and Southern Boulevard. Together, they are charged in 12 shootings, injuring 3 innocent bystanders and in
I don't think people are really paying attention, yo. And this is to my guys that I know and don't know. I don't think people are really understanding they're not playing no more. See, people have to understand this is a different group. This is a different group of individuals now. When we were coming up, our parents and their parents were from the era of mind our business. Huh? People start shooting back in the day. Get your ass in the house. You know your grandmother and grandfather ain't saying nothing. They don't know nothing. But you got to understand something now. Because of the police presence, and the assistance of the police, people are now cooperating because they're no longer afraid because they know the police are backing them.
one case killing their own gang member in a failed retaliatory shootout.
City leaders are now passing the blame to the Raise the Age law, where teens under 18 are only charged as juveniles in family court, as opposed to be tried as an adult who would face harsher consequences in the criminal court system.
Since Raise the Age went into effect, the number of shooters and shooting victims under the age of 18 has doubled.
Tish says they're focused on precision policing, flooding more officers into high crime areas, a tactic she says has dropped shootings by 60%.
I told you they targeting them kids. But if you fail to realize, they already been past that law years ago with the situation with Capone, from Capone and Noriega, when he was allegedly arrested with the connection with the Pappy Mason and the officer, O'Donnell, that was shot in the neck with the Pappy Mason trial. They dropped that and changed that back in the days. They said if you are 16 years old and you commit a crime, you will be charged as an adult. Ron BX said, 160 and up ain't been no joke since back in the days. He said, but my thing is, think before you boom. You're going to get caught. It's too much technology. It's too much. Like I just said this earlier, it's surveillance everywhere. See, back in the days when niggas used to bust off back in the days, niggas had time because word of mouth. Pay attention. It wasn't cell phones when a nigga could shoot and nigga be like, yo, they shooting. A nigga just shot. No, back in the days, it was regular phones, and then you had time. Unfortunately, when it was gun exchanges, where people then may have had the call from the corner store or in their home to say, yo, someone is shooting, and then the police had to get ready to come to it's not like that. Now it's computer technology everywhere. They got computers and everything in these cars where if the gun goes off because of the radar detectors that's in the room, it's going to tell you where to go, where the fucking shots is coming from. You don't got to call the police no more. Nobody has to call 911 no more when these police are riding around with these equipped vehicles. These are equipped vehicles now. The technology, first of all, when we was getting locked up back in the days, all you seen was a like the walkie-talkie thing. Nah. That shit different now, man. They got laptops now in regular car. In every cop car, there's a laptop now. There's a laptop now. Running your name and everything. License and registration. Oh, I'll be right back. It's not like back in the days where they had the dispatch to their radio. Yo, check this out. Run this name for me and then be in the car. No. They got all this power right at the motherfucking, at their tips, the tips of their fingers, man. Step on out the car saying that you got a warrant. Or take this ticket and go. That like it's not happening no more. I'm telling you right now. Number one, and I keep forgetting her name. Rest in peace to the woman in Harlem. I think it was Mama B. They came downstairs because they were shooting. She was just running down there looking for her grandson, and unfortunately, a stray bullet unalived her. Let me explain something to y'all, man. Right now, you need to get your life together. It's not by coincidence. It's people that are now, see, people fail to realize when we were coming up, people didn't have that witness protection opportunity at leisure like these niggas do today. You understand what I'm saying to you? See, you don't understand what I'm saying to you. Let me break this down to you. See, now, these niggas have the leisure of telling, and they say, yo, you know what? We're going to put your ass somewhere else, and you're going to be safe. This nigga's telling now just because they want to move. This nigga's telling they had to do and have nothing to do with nothing, but they say, you know what? Just because they want to get out with it, I know who did it. You gonna move me where? We gonna move me to? Yeah, that nigga shot that nigga. Yeah, that nigga shot that nigga. Pay attention, man. Shout out the way to Black, y'all. Word up. Let's go.
Wait on. I showed my dope man an alibi. Yeah. In the beginning, dad, life is hard, you already. I mean, for my big one. All night in the beginning, I ain't never cried. Hell, my nigga. I wish when I called that I had to die. Me in the streets, we had a conversation. Being broke was the motivation. They say they love me, but they really hate it. Me in the streets had a conversation. Me in the streets, we had a conversation. Being broke was the motivation. They say they love me, but they really hate it. Me in the streets had a conversation. I got a baller when he found the block. God gave me the pill, Satan gave me a Glock. I met her once, she gave me the top. Of your life, you want it or not. Being broke was the motivation. Go through all the pain and the couldn't make it. I told Satan, suck a dick, I went and lost my faith in. I was taught if you want it, then go and take it. I got siege, worth the mind to I got enemies, in other words, odds to me, gotta bleed. I Glock 9, a real so the need. I was sitting in the bin crying on my knees. I sat down and had a drink with me. I was thinking if my mama do, she think of me. My mama told me see my daddy when she look at me. Even though I love my aunt, I turned it to a speed. My nightmares, it turned to a dream. Yeah. My money thoughts turned into a scheme. And think that life a game. And the shooting got no pain. I popped the bean and then I left the earth. And I had a gun, he kept it in his purse. My youngin' shot that, put them in a verse. I'm a rider, Meritance on a black hearse. White man don't understand that being black hurts. Mama crying on the steps in front of a church. Crippin' is solidified. Yeah, I see my brother die. Little wanna slide. They ready for the homicide. Lord, take the pain away. My gun sing a lullaby. Ran from parole, I had to hustle, I ain't never hide. Tripping in the beacon, I was tweaking, I ain't never cried. Real multiplied, nigga, we don't never die. 100 grand flat in the streets, I had you dead. 100 round jump, big chop, Y'all bad. Used to get consigned me. Consignments couldn't find me. See, we was in the trenches and the just living grimy. Yeah. Getting too much money up the hill, they tried to line me. Dominican, she freaky, give me toppy in the lobby. Yeah, you pushing, boy, you swiping cards. Yeah, I spin the block like I spin the yard. Yeah, you stay inside or you catch a charge. My nigga pray to God because they life is hard. My niggas in the Bing wishing they was home. Been there, done that. My you ain't not alone. Me in the streets, we had the conversations. Being broke was the motivations. They say they love me, but they really hate me. Me in the streets had the conversations. Me in the streets, we had the conversations.
Yo, shout out to Way to Black. Still one of the most powerful MCs on the planet. Shout out to all the success he got going on. This Sunday night, appreciate everybody for pulling up. I don't know what y'all got to do tomorrow, but your BOY got to go to work. I had a great weekend. The devil be trying to drop tricks. Boy, the devil, boy, I keep telling y'all, everybody make sure y'all say this before y'all get out of here. Devil be gone. Y'all keep me in your prayers. I got all of y'all in my prayers because the devil keep trying. I'm telling you, the devil's something special. See, everybody don't pay attention to how special the devil is. Did I say the devil is good? No. But he's very special. You know why? Because anything interesting is special. Anything interesting and special. It's people that's interested in, quote unquote, having a better body. A lot of people don't know that. Ron BX, a lot of people don't know that. Shout out to Artist Morrison. I dropped that. I told him about that in his show the other day because a lot of people really don't know the relationship between God and the devil. Well, I'm going to give you the relationship right quick before I get out. God and the devil built a beautiful rapport. The devil was God's most favorite angel because of the devil's mind. This is real. The devil was so intriguing to God. See, God know everything. He know what you're going to do. He's going to line you up to see what you're going to do because it's already known what to do. He is the beginning and the end, so it don't really make a difference. The devil, he knew the devil was so interesting to him. He understood how interesting and how overpowering he could be to the rest of the angels. So what he did, he gave him a music box. He had angels delicately, instrumentally put instruments of beautiful music inside of him. So that every time that he talked, beautiful music plays. When he blinked his eyes, beautiful music plays. When he raised his arms, beautiful music played. When he flew, when his angels flapped, beautiful music played. God gave him a more interesting attribute. This is facts. But God already knew his heart. He already knew what God had created. It's just like when your son or your daughter is lying to you. Or when your child is withholding something from you, and you can tell by their demeanor, you can tell by the way they are looking at you, how they can't even pick their head up, and you're so disappointed because you understand this was the relationship between God and the devil. See, but the devil had so many people that was interested in his word because he was intelligent. So when the people and the angels started following the devil, God said, check this out. We're going to fuck around and bump heads up here. So this is what we're going to do. He said, I'm going to give you a certain amount of time. I'm going to let you go around and try to gather up as many followers as you can. And God told him this. He said, I know you're going to do a wonderful job. He said, but I promise you, it's one you will never get. It's one of my angels. God said it to him because God knows everything. He said, it's one of my angels that I know will never, ever follow you. And that is Abraham. So quote unquote, they say, you know what? If you can get Abraham to follow you, I'll leave heaven. This is what God said to the devil. He said, but if you can't get Abraham to follow you, he said, check this out. You have to leave to the devil. And at that day of judgment, don't get it twisted. The devil damn near had all the angels on his side. They couldn't even see Abraham, and then he popped up. Check this out. The following from the devil was overwhelmingly tripled from God. There was still some followers with God, but the devil couldn't get Abraham. And that's when God banished the devil from heaven down here to hell. Where we at? If you can't pay your daughter's bill for her sweet 16, that's hell. If you can't pay a bond for your child that may have been caught up in a situation, yo, that's really hell. If you know you have a mortgage that is due in 4 days, which is $1,100, and you have $600, that's the definition of hell. Never let that go over your head. Peace.
Another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me? It's knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Man, woman, and children. Sun, moon, and stars. Everything exists, has to coexist within. Like I said, another day alive, another day free. Why would I wake up trying to be somebody other than me?